Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
Sphere Exclusives. Looking for exclusive content from your favorite podcasts here at the Sphere? Head over to sphere.tv/Patreon and sign up today. Edwards Media Solutions. Edwards Media Solutions delivers custom marketing strategies with easy-to-track results for any industry. Schedule a free consultation today at area code 832-304-5757 or visit their website at www.edwardsmediasolutions.com. Session Boutique. Session Boutique is your one-stop shop for all your fashion needs, from mom to businesswoman or just being classy and cute. Check out Session Boutique at www.shopsessionboutique.com. What's up, people? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins, of course. You can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. And we're missing the lovely Mohawk killer herself, Kalia Guillory. But that's all right. She's working on some big things over at Nap Bar. But she didn't leave me unattended. But you know, this is what we do for you all. We're talking about the ins and outs of entrepreneurship, the things that make your business hum, that make things run efficiently, the processes, everything from the trials and tribulations to the glory on the other side. That's what we're talking about here at this table. And you know we got to bring the business when it comes to entrepreneurs and have those real life in-depth conversations, because guess what? It's so seasoned to you, and we're just constantly dropping gems at this table. And I got this young lady sitting here with these beautiful red glasses, and she doesn't know what to expect around this place because I done played it real calm and cool. But we're about to get it popping. And guess what, folks? We've got none other than the CEO of Landi & Co., Mrs. Landi Spearman. What's up?
Hey.
How are you?
I am fantastic.
Good. You ready for this?
I am. I think I am.
I kind of played you a little bit.
Mr. Gary.
I did. I'm just keeping it a buck. I kind of played you a little bit, but
cool.
I like to be laid back in the beginning because it's a high energy show. We
Okay.
have fun here, and entrepreneurship is like that. It's steak and peanut butter. There are times where it's great.
Yes.
There are times where it's a little late. It's a little late everywhere. Everybody getting paid late. But hey, you know, it's that growth. You know what I'm saying? And it's about the journey. And that's the beauty of what we do here at the show is we're having these conversations from infancy to where you're at today. And then, of course, we got to talk about the 5, 10, 20-year plan. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's do it. And for those that are tuned in right now, you're sitting on Facebook. What's up, Mo? We see you. Brent, I see you in the building. Shout out to the tequila tester. That's Brent Paul over there. He's got some great gems on his show, if you know what I mean. And everybody else, if you're listening to this right now on Spotify or you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you get your digital pads and pens together because we're about to take this journey. So let's hop into this DeLorean. We're going to hit 88 miles an hour. We're going back into time.
Okay.
Take us back when you said that you wanted to be a CEO of a prestigious company. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So, wow, I don't even know if there was a point when I remember anything other than business.
Okay.
By the time I was 20, my family, my father had either collaborated, partnered, or opened 8 different businesses.
Wow. It was busy. Come on.
So we started off, I can remember when we sold one house, walked away with a profit at about $150. This is in Chicago.
Yeah.
And $150,000, and we grew that portfolio to about $35 million over the course of about 15 years.
That's what's up.
So I learned about family business. I learned about the dynamics of growing and transition and making decisions, making complex, tough, hard decisions. Because that's what it takes. As you said, steak and peanut butter, I heard.
Oh, you know you heard it.
Yeah.
We've been there.
So I I went through that as what I call an assistant manager. So I wasn't just one of the kids. I'm the oldest of 5.
Nice.
My father was the CEO. My mother was the vice president, if you may say.
Got to have good structure now.
Right. And so I was like the assistant manager. And so when I went away to school, I had all of that backing, started to work in corporate, and then doubled back to my upbringing.
Ain't that something? Ain't it so sweet when we're in an environment that not just sows into us today, but the seeds are being planted for 2 generations later, because there's things that's in you that will continue to manifest along your legacy line. And that's so beautiful when you have family that works like that. Well-oiled machine. Now obviously there were some bumps, there was some hurdles, some walls.
Can we use walls?
We can.
I think walls is a bit safer when you have to make decisions about, do you keep the lights on at the house or the lights on at the grocery store?
Come on, talk about
walls.
Talk about some of those things that y'all had to endure during this time, and talk about some of the lessons that you pulled from that.
So we started with a real estate portfolio, and so I also have a real estate license. I'm a broker, but I started learning real estate in the courthouse.
Okay.
So when you learn your craft, right? So they say, I think it's 10,000 hours of mastery, right?
Okay.
So when you learn your craft, when you're focused on learning a skill, it really takes something. So I have this thing that I say called growth takes growing, right? So I didn't understand early on that I was learning real estate. I wasn't just a realtor. I was real estate, because you're going down to the courthouse, you're learning the details so you can offer that value, that service to your clients later on in life.
That sounds like a real white glove experience. If I just had to coin it, right? That's what I hear.
Okay, I mean, just in
being
case.
honest.
Well, when you go from start to finish, and you can offer a turnkey experience.
Talk about it.
The value that you bring clients, like when I say this is the service that I'm providing, people listen because it's different. It's not, hey, I'm just coming to you as an executive coach, or I'm just coming to you because I just started here. I started way back, and I'm bringing all of that knowledge, all of that experience with me.
And people need it.
And they need it. And I mean, you all are providing access to that. That's the other thing that I realized, is that by having that experience early on, I didn't realize that initially everybody didn't start like this. People have dreams, that things that they want to do, but when you really get down to how do I get this shift done, it takes something. You gotta figure it out. You gotta be the janitor. You hear that? Be the janitor, the operations manager, the CEO.
Every hat.
All of that. But then at some point you have to realize, when is it time to get into your skill, your mastery, and hire and develop and delegate.
Sure. Come on, delegation. Learning that exclusive piece, that thing that speaks to you, and that thing that you do well. If we're talking exclusivity, we can surely have a conversation about some exclusive content that's just for you here at the Sphere. So this particular portion of the show is sponsored by us, the Sphere exclusive team. So are you looking for exclusive content and you can't find it anywhere else? Guess what, folks? Look no further than the Sphere exclusives only found on Patreon. We've got behind-the-scenes shots happening daily here at the podcast studios, as well as each show curating their own exclusive episode for you all, the family. So how do you get this content? You got to sign up today. Go to sphere.tv/Patreon. We got a couple of tiers for you, from $2 all the way up to $8. You're going to get that exclusive content that you can only find right here at the Sphere. So I want to give a shout out to all those people that are tuned in, especially people on our Discord channel right now. Get the show from start to finish. Shout out to you all on that side. Def Jeff. He goes by Dim Jeff, but I'm going to call him Def Jeff because that's the man. That's a cool cat. Thank you for tuning in, sir. We appreciate you. And anyone else on Facebook right now, if you got any quick questions, go ahead and drop those in, because we're going to shut Facebook down and keep this party rolling. But let's talk about what Landi & Co. looks like today.
Sure.
We're talking about white glove experiences. We're talking about turnkey. When someone comes to the website or comes to you all, reaches out, what's that experience like from a customer's perspective?
Got it. So we kind of similar to what you offer. We have a couple tiers,
Okay,
right?
you better talk about it. Okay.
So if you think about the suite of services, think about a concierge. Let's start there. Have you ever been to an exclusive hotel and they have like a separate stand for the concierge, right?
Yeah, I'm a little bougie.
Yeah.
I'm a little bougie sometimes. I'm
why
just
not?
saying.
You've earned it.
Come on.
Right?
You speak that.
Am I speaking your
better
language?
Speak that.
Okay, so let's talk through it.
Yeah.
So you might say, listen, I want to go scuba diving. I'm allergic to swordfish.
Yes.
I want to have a romantic evening on the beach. And what else? What else would you love to do?
Hit all my top. I mean,
parasail, jump out the plane.
you know, I'm doing whatever it takes.
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say that's what you gave the concierge. This is what you want. When you show up, do you expect to have swordfish on your plate if you're allergic to it?
Not
No,
at all.
You don't. You expect to get there, get what you need, make sure every single piece of what you requested is done. And sometimes there are additional things that are done for you because you didn't have to ask, because it is at your service.
Come on.
So the result of all of that experience that I had growing up in business, being a part of different types of businesses, consulting, I mentioned real estate. We had a grocery store, we had a restaurant as well. I learned retail, customer service. I learned how to sell, all of these things early on. Operations, how do you hire? And what I realized is that as CEOs, you might be good, again, in your craft, in your mastery, but you might not realize that you have to hire and go deeper when it's time for that next level. So kind of like when it's the evening and you want to go out for that romantic dinner on the beach, tying that back in, there's a time for that.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's midday and it's 10, 12 o'clock, you don't want to be out there roasting. You wait until 6, 7 o'clock at night. The concierge will set it up that way. So we will come in at different levels. So one is do it yourself, because a lot of times as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as executives, you are expected to be the one who is the face of the business. You're expected to be the one who is leading the charge. So you might not raise your hand and say, hey, I need help. I'm facing a transition. I need development in this area. I need to grow. So the reality of it is, who do you Google? Who do you turn to? Yeah. So understanding those dynamics, we created that menu of services to say, at this point, you might not even realize you need an executive coach. At this point, you might need some additional online development that you can just do it in your home. Or you might need the collaboration of a group and learning from other business owners who have been through it before. They're experiencing that same thing right now, or you're just not doing it alone. There's so much value in collaboration. We're doing this right now.
There's something we say here at the show, in that it's collaboration is a new competition. There's no need to compete with people anymore. It's about being collaborative.
This is true.
Being able to build an approach together. Because guess what, folks? We're stronger together, not apart, not fighting each other over the same infinite resources. Somebody done told you they were finite.
Yes.
That's the wrong concept. But I want to make sure that they caught this gem earlier. Sometimes you've got to delegate to elevate.
Come on.
And that's all I'm gonna leave y'all with, Facebook, because guess what, folks? We love y'all. We support y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate the hearts. We see y'all. And of course, our Patreon folks, y'all can hop over on the Discord side. We're gonna stay with you all and keep kicking it. But guess what? You've got to go subscribe. So head over to sphere.tv/Startup Masters. We've got a few options for you. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeart. We're in your mama's kitchen on that Amazon Alexa. We are anywhere podcasts can be found. Now, while you're there, make sure you share the show. Share with your family, your colleagues, your loved ones. Share with the haters. Share with anyone you know that needs entrepreneurial gems to sow back into themselves to build better brands and businesses. And at the same time, give us that constructive criticism. Iron sharpens iron, folks. Yeah. We need to know how we're doing. We need to build better shows and better content that sow into you. And of course, last but not least, as we mentioned, you got to sow the seed. Head over to sphere.tv/donate. We got a couple of options on the website. You can donate one time. And thank you all. Thank you to everyone that has done a one-time donation. We truly, truly appreciate you. Or you can hop on the Patreon side, get the subscription tiers, and start getting some of this exclusive content and other perks for kicking it with us. So, once again, folks, the show isn't over, but make sure you subscribe right here at The Sphere. Let's keep this party going.
All right.
'Cause I got some other stuff I need to know. We gonna table the business aspect.
Okay.
Let's get personal.
Okay.
Let's, I almost took my jacket off. Let's get personal here. Let's have a conversation.
Sure.
Outside of work, what's life like? What are you doing behind the scenes to continue to sow into self so you can be the best you need to be for the corporation?
Great question. Absolutely a great question. One of the things that I do, I enjoy running.
Okay, you're running? Let me find out.
Cross
What you
country
doing?
track back in the day.
What's your normals? What's your times look like?
Okay,
Talk to me.
you can't ask all of
I mean,
that.
I'm just saying. I ran a 5K this morning. Talk to me.
What?
I run almost daily. Every
Really?
other day I run. I
know,
love to run.
Running is almost like therapy for entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Seriously, like it gives you time to think, and then you got your juices and adrenaline
Yes.
flowing. So you know.
Yes. I'm addicted to it.
That's one. Traveling, I do like to travel. I do a lot of business travel.
Okay.
So when I travel, I like to travel where I can't see land, where I can't answer my phone, like that type of travel. Get away. I like history, those type of things. What else do I like to do? I like to laugh. I love comedy and good people. We are so serious. I run a serious business. I'm helping CEOs change lives and impact people. So to laugh and just be around folks who are enjoying life, that's important to me. And I take pleasure in the little things. I was in San Diego last week, and we were getting off the expressway, and I was just looking at the mountains and looking at the houses in the hills on these mountains. And the woman who I was with, one of the women who I was with was an older woman, and she said, "You appreciate the little things." And I said, absolutely, ma'am. That the fact that there's a mountain there and there's a house on that mountain, I appreciate that God put that there, and I get to marvel in His beauty. So those are a few of the things that I do.
A good steward over the small things.
There you go.
It's important. It's
You
very.
can tell me you were preaching on this show.
I'm not. But I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware.
Okay, because we're gonna table that.
we can't. We'll table that for another conversation. But I'm
Fair
aware.
enough. Okay.
So in that. What are some of you, when we talked about running, right? If you went through a normal day outside of work, what are some of those rituals look like that you have on rinse and repeat?
Outside of work?
Outside of work, the rituals that you do, like what does that look like? Do you always do X, Y, and Z, which flows for your day?
I do.
And what does that X, Y, and Z look like?
I do. I'm glad you asked that question. One of the things I enjoy is spending time with my husband.
Okay.
When I was on a show, I mentioned Jay Albert. Sexy time is a term that they use there.
Sexy time.
Sexy time.
Shout out to Beauty and the Beard. We love them. They came on not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're good people.
Very much so.
And Sharice there. So spend it like, you work hard, play healthy, release, have times where it's not serious. So that actually is one of my rituals.
Okay.
Making sure that I touch base, talk, kind of, flush things out and business wise, because my husband is my VP of operations.
Nice.
But then we have time where we don't talk about business at all. We're talking about kids. We're talking about dates. What's the upcoming vacation? So we actually spend time the same way you spend time on business. You spend 10, 15 minutes sewing into each other.
Supposed to.
Right?
A lot of times we forget about the journey. The journey of life. We get so caught up as entrepreneurs and we're working this wheel.
Yeah.
Refining it, finessing it, building efficiencies and processes.
Yes.
But we forget about life.
Yeah.
Like I just missed these last few days, let alone hours, but days, because I've been so focused here on business, but I didn't get an opportunity to exhale.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. So if I can add a couple more things that I do, wash, rinse, repeat. I have an alarm on my phone. You may have something like this that reminds me to write down what I'm grateful for. I get emotional even saying that, right?
Gratitude
the
jar.
Gratitude, right?
Yeah.
Just what is it? Well, today may have not been perfect, right? But it was perfectly set up so that I can be in it.
Come on.
And so just walking through this day, I do that. And then when I wake up in the morning, I don't pick up my phone first.
Ooh, okay.
I don't. I'm running constantly, and I tell people, if you have my cell and you're texting me, that's we're supposed to be in relation, right? So use it. If I can answer, I will. If I can't respond, I won't. And I stay firm in that. So I'll get text messages all types of days and all that good stuff. So it's okay for me not to pick up my phone first.
That's a good ritual. I'm gonna think about that.
Yeah. One other thing that I do, social media, and I got to jump back on. Social media is important and imperative part of doing business. If we think about, I mentioned a part of the way that people work with me is jumping online and being able to do things in the privacy of their own home.
Sure.
So we connect in ways that we never could have, of course, right? So when I do get on social media, I'm not really a consumer. I'm more of a producer and putting things out there.
Yeah.
So what I do is I make sure every single time I get on, whether it's saying happy birthday to someone, and when I say happy birthday, I don't just post it. I try to put a picture and make sure that person knows that I'm thinking about them. But I'll go in my timeline and comment on 3 people. That's my routine, just to stay connected. Hey, I'm thinking about you, because I'm all about relationship, right? Not just showing that we're Facebook friends, but we're actually friends. So a lot of times it's a comment, it's something, encouragement, that type of thing. So those are, things that I think about, being intentional.
Yeah, you're building that relationship currency.
Yeah.
You're building that up, those tokens in the cup. And for those that are listening right now on SoundCloud, you understand that over time, as you connect with individuals and stay connected, the wealth between you two, that value continues to rise. And you want to sow into that, because if you don't, it will often deflate and fall back down. Right. And speaking of social media as a whole, this particular portion of the show is actually sponsored by Edwards Media Solutions. So do you want marketing that works? Do you want to be able to easily see how your business is growing month after month? Edwards Media Solutions can deliver smart marketing built around your business goals. We've taken the guesswork out of marketing, and we can easily deliver trackable results that will help you achieve real growth. So guess what, folks? Call today at area code 832-304-5757 or visit the website at edwardsmediasolutions.com. So make sure y'all check them out and get your social media handled and all other marketing aspects, because guess what? You can't just consume. You got to produce. See, I got to make sure they got those gems, because I'm picking them up.
I hear you.
I'm picking them up when you putting down. Come on. You know I am.
Like a good spades game. Work hard, play healthy.
We don't renege over here.
Not at all.
We don't do it.
No, sir.
We don't do it. Might not even do any blinds. We play the hard way. We play the hard way. I'm just saying.
I'm not mad at you.
I'm just being honest.
It's a strategic game. So, I get it every time, my friend.
Just like life. So speaking of being strategic, let's talk about the 5, 10, 20-year plan. Let's talk about what the future looks like.
Sure.
Let's talk legacy. What does this business, this Landi & Co. that you've cultivated and curated with these 10,000 plus hours that the family has sold into you and the husband's now running operations, talk about what that looks like in the year 2030, 2040.
Ooh, that's almost tomorrow, isn't it?
Come on.
Well, that's a great question, because I literally just finished writing an update to my business plan. So I'll give you an exclusive piece of information.
Do it. I'm here for it.
I went through a private advisory board facilitation training last week. So spent time and hours understanding how to facilitate a collaborative group of CEOs to take it to the next level, to process issues, to deal with growth and come up with strategies when you got a room full of leaders, right? So I'm adding that to the services. Sure. So 10 years from now, you're looking at the online services, you're looking at doing what you need to do from the privacy of your home, within a group as additional service. And then the third, which I'm most proud of, is that we'll actually come into your home, come into your life, come stand alongside you and do business with you. So on those times when you're facing a shift or a transition, have you ever had a life-changing event and you still had to go to work?
Come on. Everybody deals with
it. And it's like you can't put one more thing on your plate. I was already full, but I have to take care of
Out
this.
of bandwidth. I'm out.
Capacity,
Yeah.
all of those words, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is when life shifts, you have to make shift happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll come inside, and that's something that we're doing. VIP clients only. We're taking a couple a quarter, and we're coming in and standing alongside our business owners, our entrepreneurs, our executives within their business, short term, high impact. So 10 years from now, when you look at your business, we're in your business with you. And that's something I'm very proud of. How many people that you can say, look at your business the way that you look at your business, think alongside you, help you to elevate and double what your capacity, your bandwidth is, because we're bringing that expertise to you. And not just as a person, we're bringing those resources, right? So when you think about, we started off 2015 as a company called Destination for Relocation. And we've evolved from shifting boxes to shifting and moving mindsets, right? So when things like Harvey hit and you're trying to pick up the pieces and you still have to go to work, somebody is coming in there with you and say, listen, you go to work, we'll handle the house.
Come on.
Right? You can take care of the house. We'll take care of the business side. Like, how do you rebuild this? What does that look like?
Sure.
And a lot of times we don't think about those things because those are not the bottom line. But the reality of it is the bottom line. It's the bottom line of life. It's the holistic person. It's bringing your real self to work. It's allowing those vulnerabilities, those things that you're really dealing with. Who do you talk to about that?
It's difficult.
It is. And so we provide that service. So 10 years from now, to answer your question, we'll continue to expand on that service. We're already doing things, as I said, online, which allows us to be able to work with folks globally. I've done some work in Mexico and Costa Rica.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned habla español también. Entonces,
give it to me now.
Entonces,
on a good Taco Tuesday, you better give it to me.
I think you mentioned tequila or something
I
earlier.
did
1, 2, 3 tequila.
I've got some anejo. I've got a little reposado in my office.
Entonces.
Come on. Okay.
So when I'm saying global, like, seriously, what does that look like? When you think about a diversity, are you just thinking about gender or race, or are you thinking about diversity of perspective?
Yes.
Right? So I mentioned to you that I started off in family businesses, and I mentioned the restaurant and the store, and I was working to make sure that I got those things out, because when you're a restaurant owner and you have to go in there day in and day out, you actually may not realize that someone who runs a nonprofit can bring value to you because they have a diversity of perspective.
Sure.
Right? When you're consumer product goods and you're thinking about what you're dealing with, it's different from somebody who's in oil and gas or who's managing an architecture or engineering firm. But they can still bring that diversity of perspective.
Yep.
And so creating that safe space, that's what we do at Landi & Co.
I love that. You done sold me. Let me give you an ID card. Like, let you come swipe on in over here at the Spear. Over here at the Spear. That's what I'm talking about. And it just brings about this etiquette of beauty, of poise, right? That's what I get when I hear when we're having this. Come on with these conversation. And speaking of which, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by Session Boutique. Talking about beauty and poise. Fashion is an expression, but guess what, folks? Beauty is an art. Define who you are and simply be is our vision at Session Boutique. We believe our customers deserve the best experience. Therefore, we're committed to delivering only the top quality of clothing for you to choose from. Do you have a special event coming up? Perhaps you have a birthday party that you're planning and you need that perfect diva dress. At Session Boutique, we offer wardrobe styling, fashion makeovers, and so much more. Go online today to book your free consultation at shopsessionboutique.com. So make sure you check them out over at Session Boutique. Now,
yes, great tie-in.
I mean, hey,
you got the eyebrow going over here.
Come on. I'm pivoting.
You got skills to make meals. I love it.
Pivoting. We're just pivoting. But I've got one final question for you as we wrap this up. And I always want to come from a great perspective. And I want to know this last thing. So Let's rewind the tape.
Okay.
Let's take it back. You see, it got real dramatic, right?
Oh,
We're gonna
wow.
take it back in time. All the things you've learned, every time that you've met with a client from Costa Rica to other parts of the world, Mexico, people here in the United States, every flight that you've taken, every advisory board, every position you've had to sit on.
Okay.
Every proposal written, business plan altered, all the way back to sitting with the family and getting the inside scoop on real estate and all the things that they have put in front of you that have sown into you. But I leave you with the memory of all of this, and I slide you some seed money. How would you rebuild Landi and Co? And what feature sets would you add this time around that you didn't have the first time you built it?
Based on seed money.
Based on seed money.
Ooh, you
And
remember?
and the knowledge, that hindsight.
Both.
hindsight.
Wait a minute.
The money and the hindsight.
Together?
Know then what you didn't know.
What-
Ooh, come on, I'm just
How
saying.
much time do you have?
Hey, we'll make it happen. Talk to me.
So you remember I said growth takes growing.
It does.
That came from a place of reflecting and understanding that yes, I am knowledgeable and strong and persistent and perseverance, all that good stuff, right? But some things take slowing down and reflecting on what you learned or reflecting on the experience, not because you have the cash, you're dropping the cash.
Sure.
Actually taking the time to invest and plan out and be okay with some things you won't be able to attend or go to. This is a great question. You ask, what would I do if I had seed money and knowledge? Let me say this.
Okay.
To be in the company of good advisors, to be in the company of good information, and to be open and coachable. Because I've met clients who have money and they wear it like an ego. They wear it like a badge, right? So it's okay. It's okay to have built up and gotten to where you are, right? But when you have the information and the money and the resources of people, the resources of people who can stand in a gap for you, who can create access in places that you can't get to for whatever reason, who you can turn to and you can trust and you can confide in and talk to. If I had the combination of additional seed money and the knowledge, I would go to people sooner. I would trust the process.
Speak on that.
Because when I tell you that the reason why I created a service that helps C-suite from beginning to end, helps the people who typically don't raise their hand, the reason why I created that is because I've seen us fail too many times alone. I've seen us suffer from being, I got to do it by myself. I got to be the lone wolf. I have to show that I can make this happen. I got to be strong. When the reality of it is, when you get to the top, it is really lonely. It is really lonely. And so to be able to pull others with you and sow and grow into others and develop and learn from, be open. My mentors, I just got a business advisor who said, you are one of the most open people to know as much as you know. You are one of the most open and coachable people I have met. And I'm coaching other business owners. Our portfolio, we started 1 million, working at 5, all the way up to 50 million. That's our average CEO that we're working for, working with, working towards. And I am still learning. I just enrolled into an executive MBA program because I made the decision that if I'm going to continue to innovate, grow, be connected to social media, be connected to other people, I have to continue to learn.
Very true.
So that is a multifaceted question. My answer involves adding in people as well. It's not just the money. It's not just the knowledge. It's the experience and collaboration of others. And bringing that in and being open. I am an advocate for coaching because I am a coach. No, because I do it myself, and I see and realize the business growth and the potential, and I know growth takes growing.
Come on.
I know to make shift happen, it's not just something you say, it's something you do. And it's not always cute and easy and pretty. And to get to the next and experience it. Because so often we're pushing so hard, you miss the experience. You miss the fact that your kids don't even like you because you were never there.
Come on.
You miss the fact that your best friend from back in the day, they're less than you because they didn't grow with you in your mind. But you made that division, that barrier, right? And so I mentioned being vulnerable. That was one of the hardest, most impactful learnings of my life, was to realize the power of harnessing your vulnerability. When I grew up from the south side of Chicago on a corner where everybody around us, there were apartment buildings. We were the only house. I told you we invested to buy that house cash. When I tell you that the gangbangers, the vice lords, my dad had to get approval for them to change to the corner. Same 4 corners, but just cross the street so that his daughters can come home from school. So I couldn't be vulnerable. In my mind, I had to be strong and tough, right? When I left from my south side of Chicago to go to high school, I used to take 2 buses and a train as a 7th grade. I went to the same school that Michelle Obama went to, right? It took something for me to be there. So I couldn't be vulnerable. I couldn't show up as weak. And so I wore being strong as a badge. When I realized all those were layers that I had to feel like I had to prove myself. And that's not what people need. The lipstick, the glasses, and all of that stuff, people need the real you. People need the real you. And harnessing the power of your vulnerability says that the 8-year-old self that I told myself, oh, I got to be careful, these are thugs, and this, all of that I put on me and on them, who am I? Who am I to judge? Right? So to this day, I go and I work with folks whose parents are in prison. I help kids of teenagers and kids whose parents are in prison or who have been incarcerated. I'm a board member for an organization that does that because I learned that they need help too.
Indeed.
I learned that the CEO needs help, the entrepreneur needs help, grandma, dad, mom, all of these people need help too. But oftentimes the people who don't look like they need it most.
The most of all.
Check on your strong friend.
Come on. You know what it is? Check the strong ones. 'Cause you'd be surprised what they're going through. But it's because of what you've been through. It's because of the grind, the tutelage. It's because of being coachable, which I hope people caught. It's because you're willing to sow not just into those that want you to grow, but those that don't even realize that they need the sowing into. It's because of all those things that we would like to officially coin you a startup master. So, Landi, please let anyone that's listening to the sound of our voice or watching this show, let them know where they can reach you at, find your services, and contact you.
Sure. So, Landi with an I, Landi like candy, and company, landiandco.com, or on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has some of our services. It also shows some of our case studies. So linkedin.com/n/LANDI Spearman is another way to find us.
There it is. Well, we definitely appreciate you, my dear.
Same here.
Thank
This
you so
was a
much.
pleasure.
Hey, thank you for gracing our stage.
Well, you kind of fancy over there. I'm telling you, you didn't tell me about all of that.
We lightweight. Yeah, we're just here having fun. That's it. And of course, all those that are tuned in right now, make sure you hit us up. Subscribe at all the major platforms: iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. If you got any questions about what we do here at the show, or you know a great entrepreneur, shoot us an email: startupmasters@thesphere.tv, or hit us across social media platforms @thesphere.tv. Use our coveted hashtag StartupMasters so we can reach back out to you. And of course, you need to reach me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat @GHawkins. That's G Hawkins with a C. It has been another excellent episode. We'll see y'all next time, folks. Take care. Peace.